Om. 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 Shivoham. Namaste everyone. This video was not planned, it was not scripted, so I'm just going live. And I never thought I'll be making such an announcement, not so soon. But unfortunately, the founder of Sivashri, Shiva Yogi, attained moksha, or liberated from his body on October 22nd, 5 a.m. Indian time. It was just as shocking even today. And there are two reasons why I'm making this announcement for this video. One, I want to document my experience with Shiva Yogi. Even though it's just 2 years, it's a very short period of time. I still have a lifetime memory with him, many lifetime memories with him, and I want to document them. The other reason is to let you all know what's going to be the future of Sivashri. A good friend of mine, a person who was a part of a community, I was performing a lot of rituals for them. He was working for Shiva Yogi, and he suggested me as his daily priest, as Shiva Yogi's daily priest, because he was wanting someone genuine, someone authentic to perform rituals for him. And I met him in September 2022. The very first day we spoke, we clicked. So he said, okay, starting tomorrow, I want you to perform rituals for me every day. And I agreed. The rituals that I perform, the way I perform them, take around 90 minutes to 2 hours, and he spent every minute of that ritual meditating. We spoke about rituals a lot. We spoke about so many things. And he has had multiple lifetimes in this beautiful small lifetime he's had. He's explored all schools of thought, all pathways that lead to God. And the final one that he embraced before moksha was these rituals and this path of Shiva worship. He got initiated and got the name Shiva Yogi. He was an American citizen, and he was a successful man. He ran a very successful business. He had multiple challenges, and that was one of the reasons he wanted an authentic priest to perform rituals constantly. But the other reason that he later revealed was he was very fond of his mother, and his mother always prayed for him no matter where he was. He was a veteran, so he was in wars. So no matter where he was and what he was doing, he always thought that his mother was praying for him, and he gave me that responsibility. And I was praying for him every day, performing rituals. Every step of his life after 2022, he moved countries, which he thought was going to be challenging, but he moved swiftly. He was very happy with that. He finally got rid of all the debts and mortgages, and he had a beautiful house and beautiful people around him. And he said in January 2023 that he was the most happiest man alive at that point of his life. We continued to perform rituals, and these rituals had such an impact that that's the reason he wanted to have his own altar at my premises. He spent a lot of money in buying a lot of silver tools. The goal was to have golden tools. We were on the way to get golden tools for rituals and ceremonies, but unfortunately, we just could buy silver. So we bought a lot of silver tools. We celebrated God in the most grand and beautiful way. Multiple times, even multiple times a day. In January 2024, he had to go through a surgery, which was painful. And he expected the recovery to be fast, but unfortunately, the surgery ended up being complicated, creating more complications in his life, and he went to the brink of death. And he said that I accept if Shiva and Kali want to take my life, they can take it any time. He was strong, he was powerful, but he came back even more powerful and strong. From January 2024 till October 2024, there are so many things that happened. So many beautiful things, so many challenging things. And since 2022, we spoke every day. After the ritual, before the ritual, we used to spend an hour or two discussing things. He was there as a father figure, he was there as a friend. And he was transparent with me. He trusted me so much, and that's what I thought. I thought he trusted me. But the last few months, I started to know that it was not trust, but it was love. He loved me. He loved me like a family member. He loved me the way he loved his mother. He loved me the way he would love his child. And I loved him back. So we got more emotional, and we spent a lot of time talking. On October 20th, which was a Sunday in India, night at 8:30, I got a call from him. I just completed a ritual and we spoke, and his voice was slurry. I asked him if everything was okay, He said no. He said he had a lot of physical challenges. He asked me to pray for him, which I did. But then at the end of the call, he said something which I'm going to carry for the rest of my life. We ended the call, and he said, I love you. I love you with all my heart. I'm grateful for every ritual and ceremony you've performed for me, and I credit all my success, happiness, and peace to the rituals you performed. As a priest who's been raised performing ceremonies, what more of a motivation do I need? He's told me I love you a couple times. To an Indian, that's a taboo. We use the word love just with men and women who are about to get married or who are in a relationship. We don't say I love you to our parents or sisters. But then I realized that love is way more than that, just that. And I started to say I love you to him too. He was more like a father figure, a mentor, also a friend, and sometimes acted like a child too. So we shared something very beautiful. We cut the call, and then on the 22nd of October, I woke up to a call from a good friend of his saying that due to a cardiac arrest, Shiva Yogi attained moksha. I hope you realize that it took me such a long time, around a week or more than a week, for me to just collect my thoughts, to accept the reality, and to make this announcement video now. It still feels like a dream, even while preparing this whole setup thing. I just couldn't stop myself from thinking that this was just another ritual for him. I still keep waiting for his messages and calls. It's been very emotional. But yes, he's guiding in the form of a spirit, and that's what I choose to believe. I choose to believe that he is still around me, will be around me for the rest of my life. And I'm going to love him. I'm going to credit all the things that I do, all the beautiful things in my life to him, his blessings. So, what's next? He always said that Sivashri was his legacy. He said, I think that's the only legacy I'm going to leave behind me, is what he said. And because all of this happened so fast and so sudden, we don't have a backup plan. So he has control over everything, the domain, the hosting, the payment gateway, everything for Sivashri, and we have no control over that. We don't even have control over the workspace account. And call it an accident or a coincidence, just 3 days before his passing, he turned off all of his credit cards. And so we don't have access to anything. So we don't know how long Sivashri is going to exist. But what we're trying to do is move Sivashri, all the paid services off of that, and just have one page on Sivashri website. On Sivashri, we're planning to have just the charity website, and one thing we're going to continue for the rest of my life is going to be foot feeding on his birth star day. On his birth star day, the goal was to feed 11 people. Last year, he made so much profit. 2023, we fed around, I kid you not, we fed around 50,000 people all over the world. It's a mind-boggling number even for me. So we fed a real lot of people, but unfortunately, we don't have that much funds to do such a big food feeding. And we didn't even promote it. It was not for a show off at all. We just silently did it. And he loved that. He said, nobody needs to know from whom this food is coming, but let's keep feeding people and make sure the food goes to the right person who's deserving of it. So we did it. So now we're going to do food feeding for 11 people. And that's what we've been doing for the past couple months. So we'll continue to do that. We'll be feeding 11 people. Sivashri will have a page for that. So if you would like to sponsor for the food feeding, we'll be more than thankful and grateful for that. We'll do it on your behalf. There will not be any hidden fee. All the expenses will be on me, and it will be me who will be doing it. So there is no service charge, there is no logistics charge, there is no hidden charge. Every penny, every rupee, every paisa of yours will go to the food that will be delivered to the deserving. I promise you of that. So that's with Sivashri. Now, I was employed by him, and I was a priest at different temples before this, and I have a lot of choices. But what I want to do for the near future, as of now, is continue performing ceremonies using the tools that belongs to him. These are his tools. So I want to continue using those tools to perform ceremonies. And because I cannot do it through Sivashri, I'll be moving it to another website which I have control, which I have more access to. So it's going to be Vedic Seva. That's a website that I created around 2015. So all the paid services will be going there, and I'll try to perform many rituals in which people can just participate. That will continue for sure on his behalf. But if you can participate in some of the paid ceremonies, we'll be more than grateful for that. We are still building that website. It requires a little bit of revamp. We're going through that. We'll be adding more pages. The payment gateway is not fixed yet. So we'll fix that in the next couple of days. But I'm also going to take a couple more days to just grieve, to just make peace with what's happening now. It still feels like a dream, so I'm just going to meditate more and get back to myself. And then we'll establish Vedic Seva to be more of an authentic service. Now, what's one thing he loved about the ceremonies that I perform is that it's just me. I never have like 5 or 6 priests doing things, and I don't have that. I clean the vessels, I prepare the food, I buy the flowers, I arrange them, I decorate them, and I perform them. That's how I prefer it, because I will have more I don't want to use the word control. It's not about control, but I'll know what to do, and I can be more disciplined and structured when doing that. So I'm going to continue that. That's what he loved, that's what a lot of people loved, and this whole premise is just me, and we make sure that everything is cleaned well, everything is bought from authentic sources, and we have all the right materials to perform the ceremonies. So it'll be just me performing the ceremonies, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. I'm not going to have more priests just for the sake of it. So Vedic Seva will carry forward his goal, which is to offer authentic services, no compromise in the authenticity, and we're going to use his royal tools. He called them the royal tools. So we'll continue to use the royal tools, and we'll perform the most authentic and sincere services that we can. So you'll get to know more about Vedic Seva in the coming days after we complete the website. So I hope you are ready to move to Vedic Seva and to be a part of those ceremonies, and I'll be more than honored to perform ceremonies on your behalf. If Vedic Seva, Vedic Seva will continue to perform ceremonies no matter what the financial situation is. So we'll keep pushing rituals there, we'll keep performing rituals. They have a huge impact, and I have a very strong testimony for that. And I lived that life for the past 2 years, so I have a very strong belief in that. So I hope to see you soon, and I want you to know that he loves all of us. Shiva Yogi loves all of us. He considered all of us as his children. And I promise you that all the rituals we perform will provide the results, not just because of the divine beings, but also because of the loving person who blesses us in the form of spirit. Long live Sivashri, long live Shiva Yogi, in the form of spirit, in the form of blessings, in the form of love. Yeah, so yes, so I'll update all of you regarding this. I haven't added Vedic Seva website on the description yet. I'll do this later on. I also want to tell you that it is not finished yet because it's from 2015. We still have to dust it and prepare it. So I'll have that prepared, and I'll see you there very soon. Yes? Thank you very much, and I hope you understand the reason we've been silent and the reason we will remain silent. It's Diwali period. There's another reason why I chose this day. It's the day for Kali Puja, and he loved Kali. My God, his love for Kali was intense. So on the day of Kali, I wanted to make this announcement, and we will not be celebrating Diwali. It's going to be a time for us to grieve. So Diwali or Deepavali and Skanda Shashti, we're going to skip both of those. We'll not perform any grand ceremonies during those days. We'll just perform a very simple puja, and after Deepavali and Skanda Shashti, then I'll reveal what the plans are, and then we'll get to that. Thank you for listening, thank you for tuning, thank you for participating in all of the rituals, and may you be surrounded by loved ones. Tell your loved ones how much you love them. Make sure that you feel loved yourself, and may there be love everywhere. That's what he would love. Thank you all once again, and see you very soon. Namaste. Shiva.